My son is Baylor Smith, and he has profound autism. I was at home with my son Baylor. He got a hold of a bag of bolts and washers that was missed when we cleaned up the tools when we were mounting a TV. I laid him down because I was gonna give him a diaper change. And when I laid him down, he started choking. Typically for Baylor, a medical setting is very overwhelming, very overstimulating. When I realized that we had to go to the emergency room, I felt anxious and I was dreading it. Initially, when Dr. Marks came into our room, she started talking to my son, and I informed her his language skills were very minimal.
I'm Dr. Kristen Marks. I'm one of the emergency physicians here at United Regional. Every patient has different needs when they come into the ER. Depends on what they come in for. And then everybody has their own capabilities. In this case, we were just going to have to take a little extra time with him.
Dr. Marks got on his level, and she wasn't overwhelming with the eye contact, but she made my son know that he was her focus. We got going on taking the vitals, and she did them herself, which was really cool. I've never seen a doctor take vitals. She was like rubbing his hand and, trying to soothe him. And he was crying, but he wasn't fighting her. After Dr. Marks took Baylor's vitals, he was clearly overwhelmed, and she took him by the hand, let him leave the room because he was feeling very trapped. And she took him with her to get a popsicle, and then she brought him back.
Kids need that kind of stuff in general. They get very overwhelmed and they're very scared when they come into the ER. Adults are scared when they come into the ER a lot of times, but kids especially. We needed to just go for a walk and go do something else and go get a snack.
And the radiologists were more than happy to kind of stand around and give Baylor his space. We talked about sports and about, what led us here. And we talked about Baylor's aversion to healthcare professionals. They listened to any advice that my husband gave them, such as, I don't think my son will let you touch him if you're wearing gloves. The 3 radiology staff removed their gloves, no questions asked. They could have said no. They're well within their rights to say, well, our policy is that we wear gloves. But they respected my son and his needs, and they removed them. I've heard stories of kids swallowing foreign objects, and it's not always a positive outcome. I've heard, they could be care flighted to cooks, it could be surgical. And my son Baylor was fortunate enough that they were able to get a clear picture, a clear x-ray, and he was fortunate enough to go home. Our recent visit at United Regional was the best patient care my son has ever received. If I was in a room with Dr. Marks and the other people of Baylor's care team that night, I would tell them to keep doing what they're doing because they are making a difference.
I've worked in a lot of hospitals, and United Regional is one of the best that I've worked for in all of my years. They actually really care about the patients. They want the best quality care for them.